Hi there. This lesson is about discovering something new, and we are in Unit 3. So let's do one of the songs that we've already learned. Let's do Oh Dear, What Can the Matter Be, and find out something new in this song. So first of all, let's sing the song and let's pad our beat. Ready? And it goes, oh dear. Ready? Go. Oh dear, what can the matter be, dear, dear? What can the matter be? Oh dear, what can the matter be? Johnny so long at the fair. Okay, let's find out something new about that song. We're going to start at the end and do the part that goes, Johnny so long at the fair. Okay, so let's just clap the words now on that part. Johnny so long at the fair. Ready, again, go. Johnny so long at the fair. Okay, let's do the first beat, one beat at a time. Goes like this. Johnny so, ready, clap it. Johnny so, how many sounds is that? Johnny so, right, 3. Are they short or long? Johnny so, 3 short sounds. What note do you already know that is a short sound from one of the other units? Yeah, you're right, 8th notes. But we have how many now? We have 3 of them. So we have to draw under this beat. It will be Johnny's so, because I have to go with our words. We put our stems like we do for 8th notes, and we join them across the top. But we have 3 8th notes now instead of 2. We have Johnny so. Okay, let's go to the next beat and see what's happening there. We'll start here. Johnny so long at the, stop right there. Long at the, how many sounds? Long at the, yes, 3. And are they short or long? Short, okay. So we can do our long at, long, for those words. And we can put our stems on them and join them up to make them 8th notes. Otherwise they'd be quarter notes and they would be wrong. Okay, so we've got short sounds there. So let's go back and find out what is on the 3rd beat. Right here, go. Johnny so long at the fair, fair. How many sounds is that? 1. Is it long or short? Fair. Yeah, it's long, isn't it? What note do you know that is a long sound? Yeah, quarter notes. Okay, so let's put the quarter note there for a long sound for the word fair. Okay, but now look at, something's different here. We have 3 8th notes, and we know that 2 short sounds is the same as 1 quarter note. Now we have 3 short sounds. So we have to do something to the quarter note to make sure that we make it the right type of rhythm. It's got to be a little longer. Because of the extra 8th note, we're going to put a dot there. So the dot represents the new 8th note that's there on the end. So we're still going to say do because it's a long sound and it starts on the beat. So we'll do. And what's going on in the last beat? Well, let's clap and see. Start here. Ready, go. Johnny so long at the fair. Is there anything there? Is there any word there? No, there's not. So what do we already know? Okay, it's a quarter rest. Let's put it up there. But notice it's something different now because again, quarter rest is the same as 2 short sounds. We need a 3rd because of that. It has to rest. So we're going to put the dot to make sure that it is longer. So it has to be worth 3 short sounds, except we have nothing there. So we just go like that and we don't do anything from that beat, which is equal to 3 short sounds. Okay, so let's clap this. Ready and go. Johnny so long at the fair. Okay, so now we have our rhythm pattern that goes with the notes. Now, I'm going to tell you the new syllable that we're going to use for this pattern. The syllables help us to feel and learn how the pictures look of our rhythm notes. So we're going to say here, do, because it starts on the first beat. But then this one is going to be da-di, do-da-di, do-da-di. So it gives us that feeling of Johnny so, do-da-di. So say this pattern after me. Do-da-di, do-da-di, do. Go. Okay, and that matches Johnny so long at the fair. So our do-da-dis have the same sound, which is what we want. It helps us to learn. All right, now you learned from the last unit that sometimes we can change out stuff. Instead of doing 3 short sounds that are beaten together, we can do 3 short sounds that have an arm. Or we can call that a flag. Musicians usually call it a flag. Okay? So we can draw the 3 short sounds like this. And just like a dotted quarter note has a dotted quarter rest for its symbol for silence, we can also get rid of an 8th note here. We got to have 3 of them though. And then we can put a rest, which the 8th rest we learned looks kind of like a 7. And we can have this kind of a pattern now because we can substitute and change out the note for the rest. And we still have our 3. So this would be do, and we don't say the da and the die. We can kind of say it, but we got to think it. Do, da, die, do, da, die. But we would clap on the do and not the da, die, like this. Do, da, die. Do, da, die. So this pattern would be do, da, die, do, da, die, do. And so we have to hold the long sound, but this is a short sound and waiting with 2 quick silences. Okay, so there you go. That's our new rhythm. Well, you've learned that we can have 3 short sounds in a beat now, represented by 3 8th notes instead of 2 8th notes. So here we have 6/8 meter. There's going to be 6 8th notes. 8 is on the bottom and it means an 8th note. So 1 8th note is one number and there's got to be 6 of them to be in our group there in our measure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and we say do da di for the 3, and then again we start the main beat here with do da di. Okay, so we have 6. Now let's listen to the sound of this wave file. Yeah, do da di, do da di. You can see they're just as long as the note is for that sound. Down here now we have the dotted quarter note because we know that 1 quarter note is equal to 2 short sounds, but now we have a 3rd short sound, so we need to put the dot there to show that the sound is just a little bit longer than what it used to be when it had 2 short sounds. So we have a dotted quarter note and then a dotted quarter rest because again we need the quarter rest to represent 2 and the extra sound has to be the dot. Okay, so let's listen to that. And no sound. Okay, we've also learned that we can have single 8th notes, and the single 8th notes we've got to have 6 of them though. So we could have 1, 2, 3, okay, and then 4, 5, 6. And instead of a note, we can always have a rest. For every note, there's a rest. So 8th notes, this is the 8th rest. So here, this picture shows a short sound, no sound, a short sound, no sound, a short sound, and a short sound. And there are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So remember, even though there's silence, we have to count it. So there are 6, and this would be do, die, da, die. Because this would be do, da, die. So we have do, die, da, die. We got to think that right there. Okay, that's a little tricky, but that's okay. So let's listen to those sounds. The main thing is that you know that the 8th note is a short sound and the 8th rest is a short rest. Great job.